Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura. And
Christina Pajitsin.
welcome to your mom's house.
Okay, there it is. Gene. So, all right, we got a lot to go over. We have a special guest coming in today. I'm very excited about that.
So excited about this guest.
It's going to be great. Let's just get the show started, and we'll go from there. Let me pull this up.
I've got some great topics, Tom.
Do you?
Oh, I do actually.
There's stuff I want to discuss with you too. Some of your behavior.
No.
So here we go.
No, it's not about you. Don't worry.
Okay,
Gosh.
here we go.
Your behavior.
That's when I turn around and I'll sniff up the fart myself as quickly as possible so that hopefully none of my coworkers have to smell it,
That's not how farts work.
Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone mother into this.
Yo, mom in the fucking stand!
Welcome to your mom's house.
This guy, he's got some stuff going on.
Some stuff. He's master of the dark. I see that on his
Yep.
shirt. But can I tell you, I'm going to admit to something, is that I've honestly had the same stupid thought too.
Yeah?
Or you're like, if I smell up all the smells, then maybe no one else will.
Yeah.
But that's not how farts go.
Yeah, you and he are similar in that you're both not scientists, I would say.
What are you talking about?
That's not how that works.
I'm a fart
This guy,
scientist.
what kind of job do you think he has? He's got an interesting look.
Computers.
Computers?
I mean,
I guess there's a computer at his work. I wouldn't debate that, but I don't know if he works in them.
Yeah, but he's like gothy, so those
is kinda
guys
gothy.
tend to go
Those
to
glasses are thick.
like techie stuff.
He's got bad vision.
He's got bad vision. He's not, and the dog collar is kind of,
He said Master of the Dark is on his shirt. I thought it was going to say
Yeah.
Master of the Fart, which I thought was appropriate.
dark farts.
The dark farts.
I mean, if you have to fart when you're at work, sometimes I've done that. I'll have like a little fart slip out. It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
And then his logic is,
But that's when I turn around and I'll sniff up the fart myself as quickly as possible so that hopefully none of my coworkers have to smell it,
This might be
I
my
think-
favorite new clip ever.
I think
Makes
what's
no
interesting
sense.
is he proposing that his nose is similar to that of a vacuum and that
Yeah.
everything that's in the air is then gone and inside of him? Because you have to sniff really hard
Really
to get
hard.
all of that up,
But I think in theory it's not impossible. Am I right? I mean, look, the particles of smell are everywhere, and if you can inhale them, look, hey, okay, I'm gonna here in his defense.
Yeah.
You know how we have that fan on the stove when you're cooking smelly things?
Right.
It sucks it.
You're right, but that kind of goes to what my point is.
What's that?
Is a powerful vacuum sucking, motor in there
Yeah.
that has gauges that you can turn to make it even more powerful to suck the air. And you want to know the other thing that happens? It doesn't fucking work.
It doesn't
You
work.
see smoke
I know.
suck into it. You're like, oh, everything's gone. And then you walk around the house. You're like, smells like pork or bacon or
It smells
fish.
like
or
bacon
whatever.
for days in our house.
Fish?
Salmon, forget
Oh my
it.
god, when you make fish, it's like you have it on full blast. It's like you just see every bit of
know.
air, all the steam and smoke.
I know.
And then you go upstairs and you're like, it smells like a fish factory.
It smells like Fisherman's Wharf for a week.
This does not, of course this doesn't work.
Well,
I farted, but I smelled it all. that doesn't work. Of course not.
but what if he has like Michael Phelps' powerful lungs? You don't know what he's capable of.
See, I see him working at some type of like strip mall place. That's what I think.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
He's not as smart. He's not smart enough to.
Well,
be.
I don't want to say
techie
he's
guy,
not
right?
dumb. I'm just saying that, I don't know. My guess is that his coworkers are, it's at whatever's next to Verizon, It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's like those kind of little tchotchke.
You think it's a booth? It's like where we buy like LJ's little squishy balls.
Yeah, it's that
So
kind
it's
of
the
thing.
booth.
He doesn't
Yeah.
want them to smell his farts.
But he doesn't dress socially acceptably enough. He works somewhere where they let him wear a Master of the Dark
And a
shirt
dog
and
collar.
a dog collar.
True.
So
So maybe I shot too high.
Yeah, he's not a weekender with this attire. This is a full-time
You know, you can work like that. Those are kind of gone now, but like video stores,
Hot Topics.
yeah, adult toys, you know, where they're like, just wear whatever you want.
Well,
Okay. Splash, the
yeah.
relaxation spa.
As a goth, your employment options are rather limited. I mean, there's movie theater. You can work there.
Yeah, yeah. But even
Record
now, I feel
store.
like they have higher standards, and
Yeah, now it's too
unless
corporate.
it's an indie movie
yeah.
theater.
Yeah, so okay, like the
Yeah.
Lemley.
The Lemley, they might be like,
Yeah.
of course.
Record stores where they only sell vinyl.
Right. Which
shit
again,
like that.
another business that's also been in decline for years.
Basically anything from the 90s this guy can
He's
go.
allowed to still be himself when he's there. That's
Yeah.
true.
Now, we had a very interesting debate last week.
Mm-hmm.
We had a debate as to how much my boobs weighed.
Yeah.
And how much do boobs weigh?
Well, I went through, especially because I've been going to this gym, and I've been really, when the way that it's worked, it's all personal training, and they do a lot of gauging of where you're at to make sure the training is appropriate for you.
Uh-huh.
So I've done a lot of like testing. So I'm very in tune right now with what something weighs, you know, because they'll be like, pick this up. How does this feel to you? Is this
Okay.
heavy to you? You know, and
Like
then
kettlebells and stuff.
kettlebells, and we're doing like strict press and deadlifts and whatever rows, and so every time they're like,
And fart twisters.
they go, how heavy is that to you? Like a 5 or a 6? Is that a 10? So they're trying to figure out exactly where you're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you asked me this question, I thought, I'm really in tune to weight right now. So I sat under you, and you're like, just come up and lift up one of my boobs.
Right,
I
because
pressed up, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
I think it's reasonable to say that's about 22 pounds.
one of them or both?
One.
No.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be 22 for one. I'm going to guess 10 and 10. 20 total.
I think about 20 each.
No, you're exaggerating.
I'm not exaggerating.
Because here's my problem is that I can't be objective when I lift them myself.
course you can't.
I can't really.
I think I'm a pretty
20 each is I can't be carrying 40 pounds around on my chest right now.
totally reasonable.
These chest beefers,
Yeah, you got big old milky beefers in
my
there.
kettlebells.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
A couple of cow udders sitting on you right there. Yeah.
Well, they're enormous now because of this pregnancy, but I'm thinking 20 total because my back, it's really hard to sit to be upright.
I might
My
meet you
tits are
halfway.
huge.
I might give up 5 and say, okay, they're 15. But I
Yeah.
don't think they're much less than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, not less than 15. If you're a medical person, let us know. How much do big tits weigh?
What do big tits weigh? Here's what would be great. Is there a woman out there that works maybe in an office where dropping one of those big old hangers on a scale is something you could do?
Yeah, and I feel like too. I can't weigh my tits on a bathroom scale.
No, it's not. It needs to be
no.
somewhere you can drop that titty.
You know what we need? Like at the grocery store when you used to weigh your
Yes,
fruits and
your
vegetables.
produce and everything. Yeah.
Maybe we could go to the Whole Foods and I could weigh my tits there.
Yeah, that might be something to be really into. They still have those scales in the fish and the meat department when you buy.
Yeah.
You know, if you're like, I want to get a shrimp, how much? They're like, I want a pound or whatever.
You know
So
what we should
maybe-
do?
Yeah.
Let's have people guess my tit weight,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have to go weigh them. Let's find a way to actually weigh them and have a contest.
Maybe we could order one of those scales. I mean, I know that the stamps.com one doesn't go up that high. So maybe we could order a scale from maybe online you can buy them.
Listen, somebody listening knows what scale we need. Okay,
Yeah, someone out there.
guys, if you know what the fuck we need, have it sent to us so we can weigh my tits and let's take bets and let's see.
Let's weigh those tits. And with that, I know you have to take off for a
Yeah,
moment.
just for a minute. We'll come back.
We'll come back. We'll have our guest might be here by the time you, or maybe
No.
no. Okay.
Hopefully not. We can pick up in a minute.
Okay. So take care of that, and we'll be back momentarily. You won't really know that we left. All right, we're back.
Back in action. So we're gonna weigh my tits. That's what we decided.
And someone's going to help us out.
So we'll figure it out. The logistics of it.
I know you mentioned that was I don't know if you want to get into it. That was a crazy fart during the Super Bowl yesterday.
Your Super Bowl fart was really out there. Like it was kind of uncalled for.
It was something. It had 2 or 3 parts. But those are just luck of the draw. You know what I mean? Because you feel something in the chamber and you go, here it is. And you're expecting, and then sometimes you go, and then it goes. Sounds like someone's revving an engine, but that's just luck that you can't really predict it.
It did sound like you were a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And then you were wearing your boxers, like you had your full dad outfit on.
Yeah.
It was just a t-shirt, the boxers, and then you lifted a leg and you looked at both Ellis and I.
And it stayed in the room.
Oh
That was
my
the
God.
crazy part. I just didn't know it was going to stay.
The worst part is that it stayed.
Stayed and it stunk. And
Oh my God. It was really bad.
it's probably my greatest Super Bowl memory.
But your bowel movements have been extra smelly lately. Because I've been, the last 2 times I've gone up to our bathroom, it's very sour in there. And I know it's because you've just been there.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. One thing I wanted to address. Oh, first of all, before I forget, because I keep forgetting, the mugs. People asked us for mugs forever. There's 2 mugs. I don't want to forget to tell you because I told you on social media. Facebook, social media. So this is one that came out. It says Next Stop Brown Talk. That's the one's out.
Now, if I might say so myself, that is a perfect thing for a coffee mug because
Of
that's
course.
what happens when you drink
That's
coffee.
the next stop. Yeah.
That's your next stop, yeah.
And then this one's from my special. It says, "Don't you hate everyone?" So
Fantastic.
I just wanted to tell you that those are there. You can go to merchmethod.com/Tom Segura or go to tomsegura.com, click on the store. That's it. So last week, I don't know if you're actually keyed in on this or not. I don't know if you're aware, but there was a lot of comments on Facebook, social media, Twitter, even Instagram and YouTube's. People were like, what the fuck? And they were accusing me. They were saying, hey, Tom, could you stop dad breathing?
Yeah,
into the mic?
you know what? I read those too, and I was a little upset because I'm like, I'm sick, assholes.
But here's the thing.
I mean, how am I supposed to breathe?
I understand that. Could you at least direct them to direct their anger to you? They all assumed it was me.
It's so silly. I mean, look, I was congested. I've been sick for 2 weeks.
But that's the main thing is I get why it happened. I get why it happened, but it was you.
Very rude.
It was you, and just so if you don't know. Anyways, we had a lot to cover. Let's
You're terrible. You're the worst.
The pill reports tailwind conditions in real time as it passes from the stomach to the colon.
Because there were some people
Yeah.
that wanted to do that. People would come in,
Splash.
they'd rent their rooms,
God.
but the big thing was hookers. Would
Guys. TM. Trey love bomber
I feel like it's a
movies.
white people
Yes.
are like, and then I've seen it more now. You know, traveling and stuff is like
All right.
guys that do it. These men, yeah. So the new breathing loud champ
No.
is not dad; it's mom.
No. First of all, that was seasonal because of my sickness. The real breathing champ is Top Dog.
Well, Top Dog is far and away.
He invented dad breathing.
He is it's terrible.
Also, being pregnant
And he goes, "That's
makes,
how I breathe."
but
That's
also
the
being
worst
pregnant
part.
makes me winded. Just so you know, like I'll just be sitting here. It's because you have so much shit going on.
Hey, I'm not fighting you on it. It wasn't the thing. I just wanted people to know where to point their anger because I kept getting the messages. Hey, Tom, you think you could take it easy? And I would tell you if I go, oh, that week that was me. I'd be like, yeah, I was congested or something.
Yeah.
But it was like, you're the nasal champ that week. Yeah, there it is. The worst part about my dad is when he breathes like a real dad on the phone. He's like, and he does it. You go, could you just move the phone? Because it's not that big of an adjustment. You're just saying he's putting the receiver
Yeah.
or the mouthpiece here, and you're like, could you just adjust it here? Then anyway, you could keep breathing heavily, and it just wouldn't be into the mic essentially. It's not
Well,
like to talk.
yeah, but the thing is when you're on the phone, you can hear yourself breathing. You can hear it.
I think it actually satisfies him. In other words, I think it's like when you're tapping your fingers or tapping your foot.
Feels good to you.
Feels good to you. I think he enjoys that loud breath through his ear
Yeah.
when he's on the phone. I think it gives him some sense of calm.
Or maybe he can't hear so well. Maybe his hearing isn't great.
I think he hears it and actually likes it the
likes it.
same way when you tap your foot you like. If everyone else is like, hey, do you think you could fucking stop doing that?
Am I a foot tapper? No.
No.
Do I?
No.
I don't do that many like ticky things.
Yeah. I mean, I have to be in a mood for that.
Yeah, anxious.
Anxious, especially bored.
Yeah.
I'll do like a twirl thing. If I have a pen, I'll start fucking around with it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going crazy with it.
I hate the person on the airplane, the leg shaker.
Oh, yeah.
That asshole
I grabbed
can
a
die.
leg behind me once.
You grabbed a leg?
Yeah. I really did.
Yeah, you're like, stop it.
Guy was...
No.
I reached back and I go, could you stop that? And he goes, sorry. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the plane, everyone feels the vibrations, bros.
Yeah.
You fucking cocksuckers.
Yeah. Some people let their kids go nuts with that too.
But we don't let LJ get away with
No,
that
because
shit.
you know why? We're self-aware.
Yeah.
We realize that what he's doing is going to upset the other person.
He's going to bother people. Yeah, we don't want to. So we watched the Griselda Blanco film on Lifetime, which I'm a huge fan of Griselda's. I've been wondering why they haven't made more movies and more series around her.
For people that don't know, Billy Corben, the great Miami-based director.
Smashing Pumpkins.
He did... It is Corben, right?
I don't know.
Did I say his name wrong?
Billy Corrigan was in the...
Oh, I'm thinking... Yeah, Corben. No, I said it right.
Yeah.
The director, he made Cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah.
Cocaine Cowboys 2, The U, that ESPN thing, The U Part 2, Broke. Anyways, he's a great director. He made the one that basically put her name into, the pop culture reference pool. It tells the story about this Colombian woman who became one of the biggest drug cartel leaders. She was from the same city of Escobar, Medellin, Colombia, moved to Miami, was running this whole Miami operation. Anyways, crazy elaborate story. His doc about it is phenomenal. His about her is Cocaine Cowboys 2. Mm-hmm. That's the one that's about her, I believe.
And it's great because, the Lifetime television version is going to be softer and B mom friendly. So Griselda Blanco in real life.
But we were very curious.
No, I love her. I'll watch anything about Griselda.
Yeah.
I'm just fascinated by this woman, La Madrina.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, so she's a sociopath,
Oof.
undoubtedly
Yeah.
a psycho. She invented the drive-by shooting,
the motorcycle
shooting.
They give her credit for coming up with that idea. Like she's like, well, how about two of you jump on a motorcycle? One of you drives, the guy on back, you just use an Uzi. And they were like, this is a good idea. Yeah.
I mean, and how neat to be credited as the inventor of something so efficient.
Yeah.
So she's a real psycho, this lady. And but the Lifetime television version, because she's the mother of 4 children, makes her out to be a loving, doting mom, which is hilarious to me. Like, she's concerned with the kids' grades and you better do better in school, like all this shit. Like, she probably wasn't caring.
I don't think she cared at all. No, she's a lunatic.
Yeah, but it's funny because that's the storyline that Lifetime television really follows.
They have to dress it up.
The loving mother storyline.
Catherine Zeta-Jones was really good in it.
Fantastic.
But now I have a respect for this when it comes to a newfound respect to other languages. But it's anybody who knows a certain accent, it's gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when I first watched Narcos, the actor he's a Brazilian guy, plays Pablo Escobar, and they make him speak Spanish. He's a great actor, but you're taken out of the movie the whole time or the series because his Spanish is so bad.
Well, it's kind of like
her accent, she's supposed to be speaking English, but with a Spanish accent, and you would hear Spanish, then you would hear her native Welsh accent, then it would be like American accent.
Right.
So it was kind of all over the place. It wasn't horrible, but it is like one of those things. Like, we were watching that movie with Denzel and Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell was supposed to be playing an American guy. And then just certain parts of the movies, he just sound totally Irish.
Yeah.
And they just go back to it.
Yeah.
Little things like that do.
It's very distracting. I'm watching the show Victoria. It's a television series, a BBC series.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 brothers. They're from Austria. Mm-hmm. One of them does an Austrian accent really well.
Yeah.
The other guy that plays his brother does an English accent.
So weird.
How the fuck is it that both y'all are brothers in Austria and one of you's British?
Why isn't a director at that point going like, we're either all in
we're all doing British or we're all doing Austrian and we need a dialect coach.
I even remember, it's so funny how much it affects me. And of course, I wouldn't have this opinion about languages I'm not familiar with, but because I'm familiar with Spanish, what was that series on HBO that Burns was on?
Oh, with Enlightened.
Enlightened.
Yes.
And they had this one episode where I think there was
With Laura Dern.
Yes, and she was great in it. It was really cool, like really thoughtful.
Great movie.
Great,
TV show.
Yeah, great
series.
TV show. This one episode had these, I think, Mexican immigrant protesters. I forget what the issue was.
Yeah.
And then a news crew shows up and interviews them, and the actress they gave the line to speak to the news media was clearly looked Latin, speaks Spanish horrifically, like doesn't know how to speak Spanish. And the only thing I could think when I'm watching it is, why would you, in this city, it's filmed in L.A.
Yeah.
Why would you give that part to someone? There's 100,000 women that could have said that line efficiently and effectively.
Dude, it's over 50% Latin community in Los Angeles.
You don't think there's
County.
a Mexican Spanish-speaking actress that could
native
have said,
speaker?
like they when they what happened? She's like, "Yo no quiero ir mañana al trabajo," and you're like. Pfft. And they're like, this poor immigrant woman. And you're like, God damn, dude. That's your choice?
And especially because even I can hear that.
Of course.
At that point, and I'm not a native
Every
speaker.
kid that took Spanish 1 in fucking high school is like, that's terrible.
Well, it's like when they would have Lou Diamond Phillips play the parts of, like, Richie Valens.
Well, I gotta admit, when I was a kid, I had no idea.
Yeah, but he's fucking Filipino.
I know. But I mean, as a kid, I had no idea. I was like, that's awesome. He's Mexican. That's what I thought. So they got me good on that one.
Yeah. They couldn't find a handsome Mexican dude.
That's a big thing
now.
Fucked
up.
Now they go to the extremes where, what was that one where Matt Damon was cast in the role of an Asian? It was like the Great Wall one. It's supposed to be an Asian role.
I remember that one.
You don't remember that? That was pretty recent.
Now, did they cover his masturbation habits in that film?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I was so upset that he was playing an Asian guy that I didn't. Now there was an even more recent movie that was coming out where they cast a white guy to play what is clearly intended to be an Asian role. And then the white guy, after the blowback, bowed out and was like, this should be played by an Asian guy.
Yeah.
And so he, bowed out and they hired an Asian actor, which I think that makes... I think if they're like, it's 1963, and this is taking place in Tokyo, and it's a story of Japanese people, and they're like, it'd be great, DiCaprio. That's fucking kind of stupid,
Yeah. Well, this isn't the medieval period, in Shakespeare plays where men dress up as women. Like, you can hire women now. You can hire the
you can hire the person that, and you can give the line to someone that could say it, somewhat. Unless we're talking about
no trabajo. Say it, Thomas, to the protest.
It was horrible.
No quiero trabajo.
No, si no me pagan lo que me deben pagar. No, boy. Tomorrow I'll trabajo.
That's how I speak Spanish.
And they're like, good job. She's a very upset Mexican woman. Yeah, that shit was so stupid.
Yeah, especially in L.A. Come on, man.
Come on.
Get your life, motherfuckers. Yay.
All right.
So another fun game you and I have been playing.
Yeah.
It's a new waiter game.
Yeah.
Where we try to sneak in the word fart.
Yeah.
In the food order. Now, the other day you and I went to eat lunch and there were grilled artichokes. And you dared me to say fartichokes to the waiter. And I asked a question, and I snuck it in. And it was great. I was like, are these fartichokes grilled?
That's a really fun one.
Or battered or fried. Yeah, it was so fun. And he didn't seem to catch it. I don't know if he caught it and was like, oh, stupid lady, dumb broad.
That was pretty great.
That felt really good.
Yeah. It's like, why can't you just say, I go, how are the fartichokes made? And he's like, well, we can fry them or we can season them.
Didn't skip a beat.
It's just depends on how you want to eat them. We're like, I don't know. I like fartichoke, but fried seems like it might be a little much, He's like, okay.
But it's a fun game to play to just sneak it into whatever you're doing with a friend to a waiter and see if they catch on.
Of course, and see if you can get away with it. That's the whole thing. It's the game. And then you're also going to make them play the game in their own mind of, am I going to call out this person that says fartichoke? Because they also have to second guess. Like, did they just say fartichoke?
That's the best part is that, no, but you wouldn't correct somebody. Like, if I were waiting tables and somebody said
you'd walk away and be like,
I'd laugh. I'd be like, did they say fartichoke?
Yeah.
Because it's so fast. Life happens so fast.
Life comes at you fast like a fartichoke would. Mm-hmm.
I have been calling a lot of people mommy, like everybody I call mommy now.
Yeah.
And no, I've gotten zero blowback on that. I'm talking like, TSA agents, grocery store clerks. Everybody's just mommy now.
Everybody.
Hey,
yeah.
mommy. Hi, mommy.
No, they never catch it.
Nobody says anything.
Yeah. Nobody's ready to, you know what a new game could be is maybe introduce yourself to people,
Hi, I'm Sierra Sin, and I'm a ball hog.
Sierra Simmons, a new one.
No, that's one of the originals.
Where's Peyton Lafferty?
Oh, she's right there. You think she went away?
Hi, I'm Peyton Lafferty, and I'm a ball hog.
That's
I like her delivery. She's like, I'm a ball hog.
I think it'd be good to do like, what's the scenario? It's when you introduce. It's got to be on introduction. Like if you go, someone's like, you walk up, you go, hey, I'm
Peyton Lafferty,
or whatever. You could just say your name. I'm Kevin Smith, and I'm a ball hog. And they go, like, I'm sorry, because they'll think they're misunderstanding you.
Yeah.
What if you're checking into a hotel or a restaurant reservation? If you made a dinner reservation, if you walked up and you just said like, "Hi, I'm John Brenner, and I'm a ball hog." They're like, "I'm sorry, as 2 at 7." Oh, yeah.
I'm a ball hog.
Or you could do it when you're making the reservation. Hi, this is Ruth's Chris.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, hey, my name is
you can say it
Craig
yourself.
Don.
Your name is?
My name is Craig Donner, and I'm a ball hog. And they go, I'm sorry. I wanted to know if you have a table for 4.
See, you think that I don't know what you're doing right now?
What do you mean?
You're trying to get me to say it. I'm blah, 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 and I'm a ball hog. And
No,
then
I'm not.
you're going to have Blue Man cut it up.
No.
And put it in next week's episode. See, you're fucking transparent. I know this
That's
shit
not
by
what
now.
I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, I was actually setting up that people are out there already doing the Lord's work. I mean, this guy, Zach, sent in, this is from his actual office.
our
This is-
guest
or
is-
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just
should
play this
we-
real quick.
Let's play this real quickly, yeah.
My name's Caleb, and I'm a ball hog.
My name's Caleb Lewis, and I'm a ball hog.
My name's Kimani, and I'm a ball hog.
Your problem name is I'm a fucking ball hog. What?
I'm a ball hog. My name's Peyton Lafferty, and I'm a ball hog.
My name's Eric. I'm a ball hog.
Yeah.
I love it.
My name is Alexis, and I'm a ball
That's
hog.
Duncan Trussell.
I know. Is that Duncan's brother?
That's fantastic.
That's amazing.
This is unsolicited, of course. You just sent that in, so thank you to all you ball hogs.
Wow.
And anybody wants to. I think it'd be also great if you could get one of your parents to say it. In kind of
That's
the
a
world of
ball hog.
69, be like, Dad, can you say your name and then say I'm a ball hog? What? Just say it.
Or I would even dare say what you're saying. If we go to Starbucks, instead of "Hey, mommy, thanks, jeans." Hi, I'm Tom. I'm ball hog. I'd like to
yeah.
order a double.
Yeah, that's a good one to
Double
do it.
tall, whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
I like these guys. I think they all work in the same kitchen. It looks like we
It
have a
does. Someone
kitchen
did it at
crew.
work. That was great.
That's at your mom's house, fam.
Yeah.
So shout out to those dudes.
And I hope they pay you well, and I hope you have time to be yourself and be a ball hog at work. Let's take another quick break here and go see
Get
if
our
our guest is
guest.
here. Okay. All right. We're back. Our guest is here. He said, you have to tell them I'm the podfather. I started all this shit. So I'll give him the introduction.
He's very
He
demanding.
He was super
I
demanding.
don't remember. All
He
right.
said, you have 15 minutes. Wrap it up quick. So we're going to follow all the demands. His Royal Highness,
Oh my God.
the inventor of
This-
podcasting.
This is not going to go well for me on Twitter with your
Right.
people. It's not.
You may have seen him most recently on one of his Netflix specials or on the hit show Glow.
Come on, please tell me there's a season 2.
Yeah, we just got done.
Oh,
like
shit.
2 weeks ago.
Well, I didn't even say his name. It's Marc Maron.
Thank
there
you.
he is.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for
Oh
coming.
my
for
gosh.
real.
It was so funny when we were just talking about rodents when the mics weren't
That's
on.
right. That's right.
You realize that I was talking like I thought I was on.
Well, yeah.
You're like, we're not on.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because I had gone into like, I'd started to tell the story
Yep.
as if I were broadcasting. Good call on that.
Because
I was about to make a fool out of
I
myself. If
wanted to save it,
Oh, is that because if I would have went through that whole story and you would have said, "All right, we're gonna
do it.
we're
You'd
on."
be like, dude, that was a good
That was
story.
I was in it.
I know.
I was in broadcast brain.
It's so funny how that becomes something you never considered before.
Yeah.
But now when you go to do people's podcasts or if you stopping a radio station and you're like, and then you see people nodding and you're like, do you hit record on this shit yet? And they're like, no. You're like, dude, I'm
come
stopping
on.
myself.
Yeah. I like being a professional broadcaster that I've learned how to do it myself.
Will you tell me, because I've actually wondered this, you know, everyone knows WTF. It's like, it's especially the place they go to, hey, I want to get to know what the person's really like. You've had like every comic actor. Was it something where you had heard a podcast and then you went, oh, like I could do this?
I don't think so. I don't think I heard anything. I was just, you know, desperate and, you know, had done some radio before. I liked it. And I was just spiraling down a dark drain.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really listen to podcasts, but I knew that people did them. So when I lost my last job at the outlet that I was at, like at Air America doing a video thing, I asked my producer, I'm like, can you figure out how to do this? I mean, you know, Corolla went right from radio, but then there was people like Kevin Smith and Jimmy Pardo, right? And
so were theirs already up and going though?
Right. There was a few of guys I knew.
Okay.
Right. And it wasn't that many. There were podcasts out there, but the guys I knew of were Corolla, Pardo, Jimmy Dore, and Todd Glass had a show. Kevin Smith's little empire. But outside of that, I think like Benson and Rogan and Hardwick, all those guys started around the same time as me or after me.
Okay.
And it was like just the Wild West. And it was at that time, man, we couldn't figure out how to make money. You know, there was no, you know, you couldn't, either you closed a gate on it and charged people, which was stupid because then you couldn't build your audience.
Sure.
Or you figured out some other shit. And we had this tiered donation thing where people would just do a recurring donation, $5, $10. If you don't, $25. And then if you gave us like $250, I'd send you all this swag. So there was a point there at the beginning where my entire house was just envelopes. Like I'd made this mailing list, and it was just me, and I had a roommate because I was doing so shitty at that time, and she was helping me. We were mailing T-shirts.
Well, was that the time doing the donations thing when you began to realize how many people were listening? In other words, because of the level of donations? Like, when did you become aware of like, oh, there's actually like a lot of people?
It carried us for a while because none of us knew how to make money.
Yeah.
There was just no mid-roll. There was no real ads. I mean, I had Just Coffee, who I carried over, who, you know, they charged, I charged them like $400 a month, and they gave me free coffee.
It's hilarious.
And then Audible was around just because we'd picked some of those up from the old radio days. But at that time, the donations sort of carried us. I mean, we got enough people that, you know, held over from radio a little bit, but I didn't do politics anymore, but they still hung out. It was really only about a year or so ago where we realized that there were still people giving $10 a month, and we had to be like, hey, you know, you really don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah.
You know, thanks a lot. Because it wasn't a hidden charge or anything. They'd see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, what year is this that you started the show?
2009.
You know what? He looks so uncomfortable.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Are you uncomfortable in this chair?
Not
I can
really.
Get you a better one.
Not really.
No, you're just. Okay.
Do you want me to wheel that one?
The only thing I'm concerned about is whether I'm going to pull my earphones out. You know what I could do? Let's move this back, and I'll move in here. And then in case like one of you makes me laugh, and I go back, my headphones don't come off.
Here's the thing.
And I feel like an idiot.
That's not going to happen.
It always happens. It always happens. So that's the story. Okay. I learned how to do this, and I never really thought I did it that well on radio. And but I don't have the greatest. I learned how to stop and pause and not too much. But I don't think I'm very good at classic broadcasting. But it doesn't matter if you make it your own, as you know.
You have your own thing going.
Yeah, and once you learn how to talk by yourself. You know, it's that was a big breakthrough. That was the biggest breakthrough, is when I had to guest host someone's radio show.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking 3 hours, dude, alone? But you had breaks, but back then you're only doing like you got 6-minute break each half hour, so you do like 10 to 12 minutes, so you're in your mind. But I just ramble, and it was so scary.
Did you give yourself a set list where you're like, I got to hit something?
A little bit, sometimes, but then I had to talk specifically about stuff. But one day, like it just clicked, and I was like, I can do this.
It's a great. I mean, I don't have to tell you, it's a great podcast.
Thank you. I'm glad it still is working.
It's weird to say it, but like I was so. Sometimes, you know, we do obviously a lot of things in the podcasting and performance thing, and I won't necessarily be like, oh, I got to go watch Christina do this. And I don't think she does the same for me.
No,
but
not interested.
Her WTF is phenomenal.
Did you learn any new things?
Yeah, I was like, what? Is this when you guys had a baby together? Because
that's the funniest thing.
Yeah, because you.
What are you saying?
You had that dream that you told me about.
That's right. That's
that Mark
right.
approached you and was like, "You're my kid."
That's right.
He told me about it. Oh, you didn't know that he told me about that?
Yeah.
No, I forgot. That's why I have no memory anymore. But you were my baby daddy, or you thought you were.
Right. And you were mad at him?
Yeah, always. Yeah. And then
when he woke up?
Yeah, I get mad at him about a dream that I had always.
Yeah.
We never talked. Have we ever talked about this before on the show? I don't think we ever have.
I'm talking about it on stage now at Mark's suggestion.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Does it work?
Yeah, people like it. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that's
I
right.
just, I make you, every time I go up, I make you a little bit crazier.
That's
And
cool. I'm embracing
that's
it.
the fun part. Yeah.
You should see what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, it's the fun.
Just
yeah.
wait. Just wait.
Yeah, but when you told me that one, that was you were like,
Yes, I got angry
Maron
at you.
said that he was the father, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's great.
Well, the fact that she gets mad at you is such another level of relationship problems. Like the level of reality isn't enough of attention and weirdness. It's
No,
now
it's
you're
gotta be-
you're unconscious.
Sure.
You're going to pay for that
What's
too.
going on in REM sleep right now with us?
Well, I get mad when you cheat on me in my
the sleep,
dreams and
yes.
stuff. Yeah. You know why? It's because I was heavy into Glow at the time. I think that's
It
why
was.
I was dreaming.
It actually
It was
happened
like,
that week that you were like, I can't stop watching this shit.
it's so good. It's so good.
I saw a couple, like it would be like she had started watching it when I was out. So I come in and the show's already on. She's on the third
I loved
episode.
it.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing scenes just, at random points.
Yeah.
One of the girls, the girl from Nurse Jackie, that is
Betty?
She's fantastic.
Great.
She's
man.
so good.
And she
Yeah,
was
I
so.
love her.
We always talk about how Nurse Jackie's another show that she got me into.
Yeah.
That I would have never pressed play on.
I didn't watch it.
And I just went.
That's great.
Well, one of
so
the
deep on
creators is a Nurse Jackie writer.
Oh, that makes sense.
Carly Mensch. I think the two people that the women that created Glow met on Nurse Jackie.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I think it's such a great
Well,
show.
you know who I'm most impressed with is Mark.
I know.
Because you play such a great piece of shit. You're so good at being a scumbag. And I know you in real life as this sweet, loving, you're a nice guy.
It's a lovable scumbag.
Yeah, it's so good.
He redeems himself.
He does, but I had to text him as I'm watching, being like, "You're fucking so good at this.
Yeah.
I had no idea."
Oh, well, I don't want to shock anybody, but I've been a scumbag before.
What? Yeah, you texted that back. So,
I don't know if that surprise is, there was that time in my life where I was kind of an asshole, and there's still flurries of it. I have asshole flurries even now. Yeah.
what era is this for you? What age and what was going on?
With the
Think
asshole.
you were an asshole, yeah.
Well, I just think, specifically in relationships, I think that my second marriage was a bit of a disaster, and it was a disaster because I was an emotionally immature, a jealous, resentful, insecure fuck.
And you were
But
that
look at
guy.
this-
Huh?
You were that guy in Glow.
Well, no, that guy in Glow is probably not as volatile. That guy in Glow doesn't have a lot of self-awareness. He's not that self-conscious.
So funny.
You do have the benefit of the period being a little more embracing towards that type of sexuality and objectification and just sort of blatant sexism.
Yeah.
But he's sort of cavalier about it. But I don't think he's an unfamiliar character.
No.
To anybody
Yeah.
who lived then and even now.
No.
But I think that as the series goes on, it feels like he's finding a little heart. And I think there's a dynamic that's going on between me and Alison Brie's character that is very revealing because you see this stuff, you get the script and you kind of go through it. And I don't know how it's going to feel or where it's going to go, but it's gotten pretty, it's pretty wild because I'm a pretty big dick in the second season at the beginning, but then something starts to give a little bit. I'm not sure what it is. It's in the writing. I'm not thinking about it too much. But yeah, being that kind of asshole, if he was unredeemable, I don't know if I could do it if he was just cruel. But
Well, no, and I don't want to give away anything, but you do find a part of yourself maybe that you become a little more paternal. Let's say that way.
Yeah, with her primarily. I
Yeah.
think with Allison for some reason something is going on there.
Yeah.
There's some that episode at the abortion clinic is kind of mind blowing.
I like that one. You know what I liked is that you guys went through with it, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it was
Usually
just
in-
a matter of fact.
Yeah, in TV
Right.
shows, they never go through with it. The
Right.
woman's always like, I changed my mind. It was nice just to see it, and it's not like it just happens.
Yeah, and it wasn't some big moral conflict. It was just sort
Right.
of what needed to be done, and
Right.
she had decided, and I was just there to to hang out.
Did you guys get donuts after? Was
Sure.
That the thing?
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah.
We didn't
it's great.
show that, but we
Yeah.
assumed we got.
I wanted to
donuts.
see the scene where you got donuts after the abortion.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
great.
but usually there could be some nausea. You know.
Oh, I didn't know.
That was one.
I haven't had one of those.
That's one of the saddest things I ever saw in my life.
An abortion?
I don't want to bring everything down. No, but when I used to live in Boston.
Yeah.
And right around the corner from me was a family planning clinic, and there was always a dude out front with the butchered babies placard, holding it up, and the rosaries and all kinds of crazy. But one time I just saw a couple walk out of there, and like they walked like down the steps around the corner, and then the woman just like puked.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's sad.
That's brutal. It's like after all that, I guess the anesthesia or something.
I mean, I
don't
just think it's probably not uncommon.
Probably just a traumatic.
Wow,
decision.
I just took us down a terrible, horrible.
That's what the
I
show's
started
all
it.
about.
I started it.
No, I really enjoyed
Wait,
that.
have you
actually.
guys ever done the
Paid for an abortion?
No, the Denver Improv.
Yeah. Have you ever paid for an?
6, 7? I don't know.
The Denver Improv, they put you up at a hotel, which is just
2 blocks away
from
the
an
Curtis?
abortion clinic. I don't remember the name of it.
You talking about the suburban works?
The suburban improv.
Improv, the Denver
It's
Improv.
actually towards the airport. It's nowhere.
I've
near
never
Denver.
played there. I only play the works.
Well, you're making
Yeah,
a good decision.
yeah.
And I've only played the one downtown.
That's the best one.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
But this one, they put you, it's 2 blocks away from an abortion clinic, and just what you're talking about, like there's picketers constantly. And you're
Yeah.
like, don't you guys get tired? Like,
Yeah.
you're not convincing anyone.
No, they're saving lives in their mind.
Yeah.
Right.
They're doing the right thing.
Yeah, they're making an already difficult decision even more relentlessly horrible for anybody.
You feel bad about yourself? Let me
Yeah, how
know.
about now?
Gosh.
You're not going to heaven. Have a good time.
This decision
Do what you have to do.
that I've lost sleep over.
Yeah,
for
you
weeks.
selfish fucks.
God.
Yeah.
How many abortions have you paid
Oh
for, Tom?
boy, this is going to be some heavy stuff. You don't know?
I really don't know.
Tom,
I had a
please.
nice stretch.
You had
in
to run there?
college. Well, when I lost some weight, I was feeling good.
Yeah.
And a lot
Yeah.
of people were like, "There's no way you need to wear one." So then I would just, bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
And then I would, when they were like, "Hey, I'm thinking about," I'd be like, "I don't even speak English, so you probably should go with somebody else."
Cool story.
I'll say this: I am
too.
not opposed to funding a few. If somebody wants to send me a message
Oh
and
my
tell me
God.
about,
What are you talking about?
What?
Funding just strangers' abortions?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to start a fund?
No, I'm
Like your
just
mom's
like,
house abortion fund?
it's like I like being charitable, and if that's something that I could participate in, since I've never actually.
Here
done
come
it.
the emails.
Jesus Christ,
Subject line:
know.
in trouble. Got 3 weeks, dude. I got 3 weeks.
I know. Don't court this. Are you crazy?
I already get a lot of hate.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
About what?
You don't
Oh,
even. Let's
just-
not even get into it.
Yeah, just stuff. Okay. Well, then he has to sit.
What do you get hate mail?
No, just the general. It's like, you put out a special,
Right.
And then somebody
There.
doesn't like a joke.
A
or
bit?
something. Yeah.
Oh, you
You
get
would-
that stuff?
Yeah, like especially this Louisiana thing. It's like I did a bit about Louisiana.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's-
People get very strangely like if you say anything shitty about any city, even if it's a shitty
Yes.
city,
Yeah.
you're going to get the diehards. They're
Yes.
like, "Hey, man, maybe you haven't spent enough time in Buffalo."
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I did.
Oh, you just said
I was
Buffalo.
Four days and I was good.
And like then there's cities that are usually get teed off on.
Yeah.
Buffalo, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Those are kind of like the go-to, like you suck. And then they take pride in going like, I know that this place sucks. I love how much it sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm never leaving. And you're like,
Right.
all right.
Yeah.
And then most of them sometimes will,
Cleveland has a good block.
that's true.
I mean, it's
It
right
does.
by that comedy club.
Yes,
It's right by Hilarities. Yeah.
What's the
It's
restaurant?
East 4th Street.
Tavern.
Sure,
Greek
Michael
tavern.
Simon's. That's the Greenhouse Tavern.
Greenhouse
Yes.
Tavern.
Oh my God, the best.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite restaurant in the country.
That guy is Michael
Schwartz?
Michael Simon's old sous chef. And I always forget his name. And I always talk about that restaurant, the Greenhouse Tavern.
That's my
Yeah.
fave too.
Yeah,
we,
it's
do- we
great.
talk about it for. Here's how crazy it was when I was playing Hilarities. Is you could at least run over there. Before when I played the Improv and I found out about that place,
Yeah.
I would tell the guy because the only night I could eat there would be Thursday or Sunday.
Yeah.
So I would do it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Always, and then Sunday. It's like the Sunday show ends at let's say 8:30.
Yeah.
And that place closes at Sunday at 9.
Ah.
So I would tell the guy, hey, have your, because they'd have a driver for you, even when you played the Improv. I
Yeah.
go, have them at the green room door, have the check ready.
Yeah.
I'm not doing merch.
Yeah.
I'm just going to run out of the door.
What to eat?
You want to eat that place because it's so good.
And then I would call
Yeah.
and say, like, I'm going to be there in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
And they took care of you? What's that guy's name?
It's Michael something.
That's the other guy.
No, I think the actual chef's name is Michael.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they got? That pig dish, right?
With the three, they cook it three ways?
God damn it.
Do you know what happened to me once? Do you remember
Everything's
this, Gene?
good there.
So one time I get there, and they know I'm psycho for the place.
Yeah.
And I go, I did the tasting.
Jonathan Sawyer.
You're right. I said Michael Schwartz.
Michael Simon.
But you're right. It's Jonathan Sawyer.
Is his old boss. He's got the restaurant down the street.
Yeah.
And then you got that grilled cheese restaurant. And isn't there a sausage place in Cleveland, too, that make the good sausages? And then there's that...
There's a great coffee place.
The corned beef joint. That they take you to if you do radio.
That's right. They have pastrami and corned beef.
It's just all corned beef.
Yes,
I've been there twice after fucking morning radio.
That's right.
Guys, you want to go get corned beef? I'm like, sure. What time is it? 9?
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then as you walk in, you only go with him because he's so nice. And you're you're like, I'll just get eggs.
Yeah.
And then
you're like, I'll get.
Then you
corned
try
beef.
it, and you're like, this is
What's that place called? Is it called Slidell's? Right. I think that's it.
So good.
Yeah.
But when I went to the greenhouse last time,
Slyman's.
Slyman's.
Yeah.
You remember this? I get to the Greenhouse Tavern.
Yeah.
And I go, I had the tasting menu on Thursday, and I go, I want so much, and so can you get me some recommendations?
Yeah.
So they go, you should try this appetizer. You should try this little small plate.
Yeah.
Have you had the pig's head pork?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I go, no. And they go, well, you should definitely have that, and then we'll bring this for the dessert. Okay. So I have the appetizer, this and that. The pig's head is literally half of a boar's head. And because of how how it's supposed to be prepared, they bring you.
I never had that.
Okay, they bring you 6 buns to make sandwiches with.
Yeah.
Because it's a place. It's a dish
family style
to order for 6 to 8 people.
And they just gave.
They were just like
they didn't give you a heads up on that.
No heads up. So he puts it up, and I go, and I'm supposed to do what? And he's just like, it's delicious.
Yeah.
So I just start gorging. I mean, really.
On half a head of a boar.
And force feeding it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, don't forget we got the other thing coming.
Yeah.
So then it's like.
And you feel bad. You want to put a dent in it.
Oh, man. Sick. I felt beyond sick.
Dessert's good
I called
too,
her.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I go, you'll never guess where I am. I'm in my show clothes, my jeans, my shirt.
Yeah.
I'm on the treadmill in the gym because I think I'm going to throw up if I sit down or lay down. And I walked on the treadmill
good
at
one.
that hotel for, I think, over an hour. And I go, this is just to try to help it go down. I feel like I'm going to die if I get off of this right now.
And you were in your show clothes still.
I was still in like the boots and the fucking jeans and the polar, collared shirt. But it was worth it. I mean, it's so fucking
You
good.
want to do that stuff. I mean, I have there's a couple places where you just I had to stop because I have a little bit of a cholesterol issue. So that's kind of put the damper on it, and I don't want to take the pills. So I just eat fish now. But there's a couple of places like that where you just got to do it. There's that place in Montreal, a Pied de Cochon, I think it's called, where they do that kind of stuff.
Is this like a poutine kind of joint?
It's not poutine. It's high-end meat. They do a pig head.
Yeah.
They do a whole head of pig.
They don't fuck
do
around in
a lot
Quebec.
of foie gras stuff. They do like a buckwheat pancake with a piece of foie gras, apple, cheddar cheese, maple syrup.
Get
it's
your
fucking
life.
nuts.
Yeah.
And they do ducks, and they do all kinds of weird portions.
I
Head
feel like
cheese. They make their own head cheese.
When you eat that kind of pancake,
I'm sweating.
Well, yeah,
I'm sweating now.
I can actually feel that foie gras in your heart valves.
Yeah.
The richest you do, man.
Yeah,
you
it's
do.
Yeah, you
and
do.
if I used to go to Austin, I'd drive out to Opie's in Spicewood because someone hit me to that place.
Yeah.
And now they know me because I never shut up about it. Because everyone talks about Austin barbecue, about Franklin's and about all the other ones. But this one, some food critic that I met in Austin years ago told me about Opie's. It's about 25 miles out in this place called Spicewood. And it's the experience you want to have.
Yeah.
Because you got to drive there and you pull up to something that looks like a hangar. And it just says barbecue on, like Opie's on it. And you go in and there's an old... it's almost like an open casket situation where it's an old steamer or an old oven where you lift the lid and it's all the meats that they have at that moment. And you just point at shit and they'll take it and they'll cut it by the pound for you. So they know me now. So now when I go in there, it's like just a mount, like I'm done. Like if I go in at 2, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
For a day or two.
Yeah, anything meat related it's over for me too.
It's so good, though.
Meat options, I'm just. Did you do Hattie's in Nashville? You do that one too?
Oh wait, yeah, I have been to Hattie's. What is that?
It's Hattie's hot chicken.
Oh, I go to Prince's.
Okay.
Prince's, the original strip mall hot chicken. Like it's like you go in, it's kind of ghetto. I can say ghetto still, right? Yeah.
On this show,
all right, black. It's very black. The institution.
That's better.
Yeah. No, but like you go in and she, the woman who owns Prince's is in the back somewhere in this window. You walk in, there's a lot of commotion going on. The last time I was there was an armed guy out front.
Oh boy.
And but it's like the original hot chicken place. And you go in, there's a window, there's still a payphone there. There's like 4 booths.
That's very telling. There's a working payphone.
Yeah. And you got the mild, you got the medium, and then you got the hot, and you got extra hot. But like, I swear to God, it's the original. And the people, they tell you like, don't the extra hot is not. Don't even
fuck
think
with
about
it, dude. Yeah.
Dude, this was bad. It was you had to do it. I had to do it. I've been there. I went there with Kanane once. I dragged him there. But after I was there with Singer the first time and a couple other
Ryan
dudes.
Singer.
Yeah. And I'm like, got to get the hot. And I got the hot, and you take one bite, and your whole face starts to burn. Like if you get it on your hands and you touch anything else, you're in trouble.
Sure.
But you're crying, and I don't know if you've ever eaten something so hot you get the hiccups.
Yes.
You don't even know why. You just like, and you can't, and you can't stop. You just keep. It's just pain, but it's completely, a mind-numbing sensory experience. Like it's horrible.
Yeah.
But you're like, I got to do it.
And how far do you go all the way through it, or you're just like?
Well, yeah, you have a breast. You got the white bread that's not going to do nothing.
But you went. You're like, I'm going to eat the whole thing, or you just
I did it. No, I did it. I ate it all, and then I got back to the hotel, and I was in trouble.
Of course.
I was like, my stomach hurt, and I didn't know what to do. Like I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. I was sweating.
Oh my God.
And I started drinking water, which you're not supposed to do.
Milk,
right? I didn't fucking know. So I'm just like putting gasoline on a fire, I guess, and that goes on for a couple of days. But it didn't stop me from going back. And
Same dish.
Medium.
Okay.
And I felt like a puss for doing it.
Oh no.
I like that you're one of my kind of guys, which is like, there's that thing that I've had like 10, 12 times that gives me diarrhea. I don't know what's up. I'm going to eat it again. And guess what? I'm probably going to get diarrhea again.
Yeah.
And then like
all the time.
6 years later, I'll go, I think that food's giving me diarrhea that I keep eating.
Yes. You do this all the time to yourself. And I'll watch you. I'm like, dude, you're going to get sick. And
I
then
just
want to
eat it. I just want to eat it.
See, I feel like all these meat places, it's really the sauce. Like, don't you feel like I like Dreamland barbecue.
Where's that?
That one's in Alabama.
That's in Alabama.
And it's just sauce. Like I buy it online.
It's all different. Yeah, it's all different everywhere you go.
Yeah, I just put the sauce on everything.
It works?
I eat. Oh, it's delicious.
Well, I think that, some of it has to do with, like with brisket, the time.
Well, that's the brisket's a science. Yeah.
Yeah, and even with the ribs, because Texas, not much sauce. It's rubs. It's all dry.
Rubs. I don't like the dry rubs. I like a sauce, like a sweet.
Yeah, like Kansas City style.
I like Tony Roma's.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I'm real white trash.
Are they still around?
Yeah, there's one I go to around here.
Really?
Yeah,
there used to be one in Beverly Hills.
Like yeah.
I mean,
in
the
80s, it was
right. It used to be like a thing, and then it franchised out and became garbage.
Yeah, it was like a special night out. TRs back in the 80s, and 90s. Yeah, and then it kind of went to shit. It's
you can get kind of good barbecue wherever, so that's why I don't do that. Like I'll eat indigenous food where it is supposed to be eaten.
That's true. Yeah, that's smart.
Like if there's no barbecue, like if if I'm in Vermont and they're like, there's a great barbecue place here, I'm like, there's no fucking barbecue in Vermont.
No.
I won't do it.
What do those people eat in Vermont? Apples?
Sure, maple syrup, I think. Apples. Cheap. I don't know.
Cheap.
I don't know what's going on up there.
That's it.
New England food.
Yeah.
There is New England food. But like you go to Atlanta, it's not barbecue. Like I went on some weird quest for something called Brunswick Stew because like I used to do that. That was because I don't do drugs or nothing. I don't drink no more. So like if I go on the road, I'd be like, I'm going to take a day and find out what you can only get here food-wise and go find it. And I got hooked. I got into. I don't know where I found it. Brunswick Stew. It's basically, if you look it up, it's just peas and like potatoes. It's like cafeteria
like
lunch food,
like English food. It sounds
yeah.
like.
And I think there's a meat in there. You kind of throw maybe some okra. I don't know, but I couldn't find it. But I did. I found it at one weird lunch counter, and I went and ate it in a dirty bowl. And I was like, yeah, all right. The experience of finding it was better than eating it.
Just so I don't forget, you can do exactly what you're talking about soon. People can see you in London.
Great Indian food there.
Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah.
Oslo, Norway.
Wow, look at you.
Amsterdam.
And
Dublin.
That's
How
my
fun.
few parts of the world tour. As you can tell, I just want a vacation.
Yeah,
this is
great.
not. It's not a real tour. There's
Yeah.
a few days in between each one, and
Yeah.
I'm just hoping to fucking God that I can get enough new material by the time I got to do that to where the people aren't like, "Yep, we know this one." There might be a couple of those, but I don't know what I'm assuming that they've all watched everything I've done.
Yeah, but the other thing is, because that's in your mind, the part of your brain that's going like, I hope that then it becomes more activated. And then as you get closer and that anxiety and reality becomes more, all of a sudden,
new shit.
Like 3 weekends before, you're like, oh, I got a new 10 about this. And then all of a sudden you're there and you're like, I basically have this whole thing together.
Yeah,
now.
I've got about a new, like I've been working about a new 20, 25, I think. And then there's about a half hour that I didn't use on my last special that I got to go find.
Yeah.
But there might be a reason. There might have been a lot of fucking...
but then you start to approach the stuff that you dropped differently.
Right, you can build it out.
Yeah.
Because like you usually drop it because like it's not really finished.
Yeah, exactly.
It got some laughs, but it doesn't really end.
It doesn't really end. There's no point.
Yeah, I'm so bad at those endings, man.
Yeah. I'll trickle off on an ending. But like there's certain things where I think there should be more, and I'll try to find it. And a lot of times.
But the funny thing about you, that I don't know if somebody doesn't like listen to a lot of stand up will get, you have this way where the trickle off feels like performance and it's funny because I've seen you trickle off where I'm like, oh, that's the joke. That he's trickling off. So I think it works.
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, I've cleverly learned how to make my lack of discipline entertaining.
Yeah, that's a great skill. That's really hilarious.
It was a terrific trick. I think Letterman was the best at it.
Yeah.
Is it,
you're right.
If you fail, you fail funny.
Yeah, fail funny. That's true.
It's like he was great at it. Like it was like what was when he'd do his monologue.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like there's so much to learn there. You can really make that your own.
See, and I admire that though, because I'm such a perfectionist. I can't just let it. I can't just be in the moment enough to do that.
It's that whole thing
I
like
admire
address
that.
bombing. Like when something
you
flat
have
out
to.
bombs.
Like, but people come from different schools with that shit.
Yeah.
You know, like I bombed so bad at the Friars Roast of Chevy Chase, and I brought it up. And I don't know if it made the cut. You know the fact that I was doing poorly.
Yeah.
But like Freddie Roman, you know, the old one of the last of the old Jewish comedians from the Borscht Belt days. He in the New York Observer, he was like, I don't know about these kids saying that they're not doing well. Like don't draw attention to it.
That's
just
definitely
kind
an
of
old
plow
school.
through.
No, I think
that's because he wants you to be punished
Sure.
for not doing well.
Sure.
But I think the more kind of evolved point of view would be if you can be funny about anything in that time, that's funny. So
well, I think that all of us, the three of us here are conversational comedians. So, when the difference between somebody who writes jokes, delivers jokes, and somebody who draws from their own life in a conversational way, which is putting jokes together that kind of start to reveal themselves over the course of a story.
Yeah.
It's a series of jokes, but we're not writing one-liners.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, either we're lazy or just not as satisfying.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work to write those fucking... When I come up with a joke, I have one now that I just love doing it because it's like I never write those things.
Exactly.
And they work.
Yeah.
And then but when I really think about it, it's like, could I write another 20 of those? No. This one just came up by coincidence.
Yeah.
It just like it just came to be. The joke is like I'm in show business, so I get screeners, of the movies for the award nominations. And I was watching that movie All the Money in the World. It's so bad I walked out of my house.
That's a good joke.
That's a good joke.
Great.
That's a good joke.
And then I want to add to it, like I was out front on my porch. I'm like, how long ago? Like an hour should be good.
That's hilarious.
Funny.
But see, I think too the audience appreciates something where they know the structure and they know when to laugh.
No, absolutely. But then I'll sit there after I tell that joke and like, I don't usually do those kind of jokes, and I'm pretty happy about it. I think it really, really.
Yeah, it's a sense of accomplishment, right?
But I'll say that to the audience.
Yeah. See, that's great though. I would enjoy that as an audience member.
But I know that the next joke is like, it is not going to be like because lately I've just been the next joke sort of like, what's wrong with Mike Pence's face? and then I go on this horrible sort of like a long, like weird poetic Hicksian fucking trip about how he's got inverted gay face. That like like he's he's so afraid of cock that his face is kind of going back into his head. Because like I say that I think all Mike Pence thinks about when he's standing there smugly smiling is don't think about dick, don't think about dick, no dicks, no cocks. Think about Jesus. Jesus died on the cock. Wait, that's not right.
That's so true though. These guys are always obsessed with cocks.
They are so obsessed, but
that's why they hate it so much.
He has the face of someone if you were trying to teach an acting class and you were like, act like you're really intensely into what this other person's saying and that you respect them. It looks like such a contrived look.
Yeah. It looks like
he'll be like,
right.
It's the listening wife.
Yeah.
Like the politician speaking. And yes.
It
like
seems
Hillary used to have to do that shit all the time.
False to me.
Well, yeah, but it's like that weird kind of hyper Christian tolerance.
Yeah.
Like there's like it's like one twist away from complete condescension.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's less than a twist.
Yeah, right.
It's like the dial right before it.
They scare me, those evangelicals, because what no one ever talks about is they want the world to end. They're waiting for it. It's supposed to happen. So like all this stuff that's going on, they're sort of like, it's happening.
Yeah.
He's coming
They're
back.
stoked about it.
They are. There's a checklist. This whole Jerusalem is the capital of Israel business. So we got that's off the list. We're only a couple checks away from Jesus coming back and the world burning.
Great.
Oh man,
it's a win.
I don't know.
Yeah, if it doesn't happen, that day when everything's up in flames and no Jesus, Pence is gonna be sucking a lot of dicks. Come here, bring that dick over here. I can't believe I didn't suck a cock.
I wonder. Yeah, I feel like. Do you think if it was like the countdown was on, the guys that were the closest to wanting to suck cock but like repressed it would be like, let's just do it. We have like 30 minutes,
and he'll forgive us. We can get in.
It's about to happen.
But haven't there supposed to be? There's supposed to have been raptures already, right? Like, haven't we passed a few due dates on?
Oh, of course. There's like just a history of whack jobs in basements and compounds saying that it's going to happen tomorrow or the ship is coming.
Doesn't mean that the next one's not gonna.
I think it's going to happen. It's just going to slowly happen.
Oh, man.
Now, Mark, you've been around the block. I'm sure you've met your fair share of ladies that like to, participate in different new and fun, kinky things. Have you ever participated in horseplay?
I'm Miss Ann with the LA Pony and Critter Club. I founded that club in 2009. We're a group of animal role play enthusiasts. It's actually something very deep to it.
How would you feel? That was the best.
Yeah,
face.
that's the look you're supposed to have. Go ahead.
With all of this stuff, because I just like to come as hard as possible.
Right.
So,
right.
all this stuff, I don't know what it's leading to, but maybe, I think they get some sort of sensual.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole thing about role playing, all that stuff. Is it? At some point, don't you just go like, "Oh, look what I'm wearing! I'm a fucking idiot."
Of course.
Yeah. But I think there's something about putting all the straps on and all that stuff. I could see that, being exciting, but I don't.
How would you feel about a lady? You're on a date,
and
I think it's important to highlight that she's hot. So you're like, she's smoking hot.
Okay.
And then she's like, oh, I'm kind of kinky. And you're like, great, me too. And then she's like, hey, so you're gonna be the master. I'm gonna be.
Show had four parts. There was best conformation, like if you're a rubber pony, you look like a rubber pony.
Oh, rubber pony.
Here, she's like this.
Right.
So, and she's like galloping. If it possibly ended in you coming super hard.
Yeah, I don't think it does with this stuff, though.
No.
I think that the thing is more about the tension of it.
Right. This is the opposite of coming, because look at all this gear they have on. It's an elaborate thing. It goes on for hours
and hours.
But
what if when she gets such a thrill from you participating in this part of it, that the payoff for her is like, I'm going to suck your balls through your ass when we're done with this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
Aggressive.
Yeah, that's a lot.
What have you been watching?
I've been watching this actually.
Hi, I'm Peyton Lafferty, and I'm a ball hog.
We've been playing her for a few weeks. Peyton Lafferty.
Who is she?
There's a
ball hog.
porn series called Ball Hogs,
Oh.
which I just think is funny.
What do they do with the balls?
They just go crazy on the balls, but they have to say their name and then be like, they have to say it to camera and be like, a ball hog
I'm
is,
a ball
in
hog.
sports is like
Sure.
somebody who doesn't
Oh,
share
yeah,
the
yeah,
ball. So
yeah.
they're like, I'm Peyton Lafferty and I'm a ball hog.
Here's
And
the
then
weird. That's how not kink I am. It's like if you're working my balls at all, it just distracts from the cock.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like it's sort of like, can we? The cock is feeling left out.
Well,
and
and it's funny you say that. A couple guys in these scenes were kind of reminding them that there's something else down there. Like, could you not just ignore the cock?
Yeah.
Even though I know we're making ball hogs too right now.
I am pretty I am pretty not kinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there was another time in my life when Jägermeister was involved and
and time, endless time.
Yeah.
I mean, the fucking
Yeah.
thought and time that goes into buying a pony costume and then putting the latex on.
But those people look very sober. I mean, that's their thing.
And they're very satisfied.
Yeah,
they
but I think like people who wear the rubber and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's something about the way it feels to be encased in that. Like I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the it seems to be a more patient, sort of less kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you get a laugh, immediate gratification.
Right.
Like if you're working towards coming. Like, that pretty much, most orgasms are pretty good. Sometimes you don't time them right and you're like, oh, it didn't arc.
Yeah.
But like that stuff, that's this whole other thing where, for hours you just, play these role-playing games and wear these outfits. And I mean, I get it, but it just seems like a lot of work.
That's what I'm saying. It's a part-time job.
Well, I think that's what Louis said. Louis had a joke about like where he's like, it's like skiing. You got to buy equipment. And
Right. It's too much.
So I can't remember what he was talking about.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Mark. I think vanilla stuff's exciting. Like
time now for some training.
But like, how long have they been in there?
At first seems really simple.
Is this like a day? Is it a weekend?
It's not very porous, these outfits. Their balls have to smell very bad.
So much more complicated.
Yeah, it's a lot to get into. I mean, it's
But this looks like a theater class.
There's a hidden dog in me.
You would think
It's like a play. Oh, so
this.
look at this. It's like so this is just the next. It's like some take on leather.
For some people,
now, is there even a sexuality to this?
Funny that you ask. And actually,
what draws me to human pet play is I like the gear. I like the lifestyle of it all. It just makes me feel like I am 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
It's not wearing it there.
It's not just physical, there's emotions in there. Having a hood
Why
on,
not?
I get to go to my secret persona.
Oh, he's doing that so people at work won't know.
As such. But in terms of the personality that he has, it's a very loyal, caring dog.
Is this only happening in Australia?
A little bit of social
or New
Zealand?
Zealand? Yeah,
New Zealand.
Well, the funny thing is, this video was done by like a news content organization. So they were showing it in this way of like, hey, this is a lifestyle where nothing really,
it's not sexual.
It's not really sexual. This is just this is people
It's a lifestyle.
joining a club,
right?
And they like wearing the gear, like he said. They like the.
It's like laser tag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're like,
that's right. That's right, Mark.
People get off on
Very
different
Christian.
things, but then there's also a video.
But like, imagine if you're really into this, and then you you show up with your new dog face.
Yeah.
Like like that guy had the red leather. Like are they like clowns' faces where there's a guy in town that makes the dog face leather work, and you can sort of get your own dog face.
I think you can. Yeah. You can be a very specific type of dog.
Like cowboy boots.
Yeah, and you can be like, Bobby's got the same mask. I want to wear my own thing.
I'm going to do a different snout altogether.
But then here's what's interesting.
Check out these ears.
So weird.
This is presented like, hey, do you want to be in our clubhouse and and have like a fun thing going on? But then the same guys also have videos out there that's not made by like professional television crews.
Yeah,
and they're more like this,
But there's lube and things there.
Well,
be a good pup.
He's gonna get a new tail.
We've got these here.
Oh, so this is, but this isn't the same club.
Yeah, it's the same
It's
guys.
the same club, same dudes.
But that's going up his ass.
Yeah.
So that's sexual.
It's pretty sexual.
Yeah, when you're putting things in people's ass. So this is not.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at your little tail.
Oh boy.
So then Mark goes, it's going in his ass. That's sexual.
Yeah, it's no longer
No,
some guys hanging out.
You nailed it. It's definitely sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We suspected.
Yeah, they're.
I mean, a bunch of dudes in leather dog costumes. It's sexual.
And that guy's getting a ass plug tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't hang out with your guy friends watching the game in
Pony
dog
Show
costumes.
had 4 parts. There was
Well, no, you're totally right. So there's.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean,
These
there's
people, man.
they're saying things that are a little. More
The guys we hang out with. I just remember this thing where I worked with this comic where it was like, what was that guy's name? It was so many years ago. It was in Indianapolis, and for some reason, it was this guy. He's a local guy. Didn't seem like a very happy guy, but we got down with the show. He was featuring or opening. I can't remember. And he's like, I said, well, you want to hang out or what are we doing? He's like, well, I got to go back and put on my drinking shirt. I'm like, oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he had a drinking shirt, but no tails, no
tails on his ass.
The same guy that was running that pup thing.
Yeah.
Another video. This is audio only of him, but it gives you.
Run your finger along your crack of your ass. You don't need to finger your hole. You don't want to come back with shit on your finger.
So he was giving instruction to people in a different.
You think that'd be common sense?
You think
That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
But he had to be specific for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had
What your
problems
ass
in the
smells
past.
like. What your cock and balls smell like.
Yeah. So it's basically just an excuse to.
Now this is straight up leather fetish stuff. I think
Yeah. I think
just
so, too.
just animalized. It's not what are they called, furries or flirt?
No.
It's not like it's different. It's like it's animals, but they're definitely superhero animals, superhero gay animals.
I guess I just feel lucky to not have such an elaborate sexuality. You know, this would be kind of a bummer to have to spend the money and the time to get into.
Yeah, how often does it do? How often do they do that? Like, how long were those guys in the cage? Like, how? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It's just like
that was
something
your big thing. You're like, how long are they in
Well, I mean,
there?
if they're only in there 5 minutes, who gives a shit? But like, if they're if it's really sort of like we haven't eaten in 3 days, it's time for some cock.
Yeah,
you know.
Very good.
Starving for cock.
Starving for it.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
We got this email. I don't know if you want to weigh in on this. Somebody said, my giant tit monster girlfriend and I are a couple of devoted listeners. I love to get their main mommy's opinion on a heated debate we've been having. Whenever we're going through the grocery store past the moose soup and Benadryl, she likes to insist that our fresh produce, like heads of lettuce, celery stalks, don't need to be bagged up in plastic. In other words, our produce gets to soak up everything it touches, from the jizz and fecal matter filled conveyor belt.
Where are they shopping?
To whatever fun mystery
The
fluids
pup play grocery store.
are on the cashier's hands. Am I being a dorky OCD dad boner? Or is my
No.
belief correct that my girlfriend is a Viking savage monster woman? Would love for you guys settle this debate. Much love, no hate. It's just like the gays, Colin.
No, she nasty as hell. You got to bag up that
I would
produce.
bag up that. I don't care if there's not really the level of garbage and disgusting shit he's thinking is on the conveyor belt. That's foul, right?
But it's wet,
The lettuce?
too.
I mean,
it's
yeah.
a
always
little
wet.
soft, yeah.
Yeah.
A little wet sometimes.
Yeah, it's
gonna
dewy.
be soaking in.
But if you're talking potatoes,
you can put that on.
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, because
Orange.
potatoes or sweet potatoes, they always break the bag. I don't know if you
Yeah.
buy sweet potatoes.
I do. I
You
love
know where they
them.
point
Yeah.
and you can't keep
Yeah.
in the bag because they
Sure.
break?
I break
That's
it.
annoying.
Yeah.
It is annoying.
Why don't they make a heavier bag for those? I guess it's not really part of his problem.
Yeah, but
No, but lettuce is a little nasty. I don't know how much shit there is on the conveyor belt, but I understand the point.
Yeah.
And you're not going to use those outer lettuce leaves anyways. You're going to peel back a couple.
No,
That's
wait a minute. That
true.
brings up another point. You're just going to peel off the outer layer anyway.
Yeah, you
so
are.
are we being panic bunnies about
Yeah, but no.
I know. I personally bag it. Now, the loose items like apples, everyone's been touching those anyways for days.
Yeah, and they're waxed.
Yeah, 1 or 2 stray apples. Wait, they do that to preserve the bacterial?
I don't know what they do. Aren't they too shiny? I thought they were waxed or something. I can never.
Does that preserve?
Huh?
Does that protect the fruit
No,
from
I don't think
bacteria?
so. It just makes it look better.
Oh, it's just shiny.
Yeah, maybe I'm
Oh,
wrong.
I
I just
do.
I like those Honey Crisp apples.
Me too. We're heavy into those right now.
So big. The ones at Trader
So
Joe's
good.
are like mutant.
Yeah,
I ate one on the way over, and it was like it was very filling.
Now, have you tried the Envy apple?
Yes, I have.
I'm a huge fan of those.
They're pretty good. I like them. I like the different texture.
Yeah.
Honey Crisp is almost like having a cold drink of something.
Yeah, it's good, sweet.
And
but
then
not
the
too
Envy is a little mealier, not mealy, but like denser.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's so many apples.
I stay away from galas, pink ladies. Fuck them.
Fuck a pink lady.
Yeah,
I don't like
it.
green ones. Too sour.
No, not anymore. Not in years. They're
No.
they're outdated. Granny Smiths are outdated. Red and Delicious are boring.
Boring and
Yeah.
mealy generally.
Really
yes.
mealy.
You guys have really connected on this apple talk.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm not really into fruit. I don't know if you know this, but
I started going to grocery stores with the kiddo,
Yeah.
just as an outing, and I noticed I'm like, there's like 15 different
Well,
varieties
different kinds of apples.
When the fuck did this happen? Because when I was a kid, it was like
just
red,
green,
and green.
That's it.
Honeycrisps were invented in Minnesota, I believe. They're
Really?
yeah,
I
they're
really like
they're a
them.
hybrid of some kind. And fairly recently.
So somebody had to modify something to come up with
Yeah,
that.
that's where you think you get all of those.
I don't know.
It's not devious. I mean, they've been sort of genetically engineering fruits and vegetables for a long time, cross pollinating this and that. It's not like Monsanto apples. I think it's been going on for a while. I think there was a monk that did it first, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't know that. How do you feel about these like super, in touch with their chakra, meditative tantra girls? Are those appealing to you at all?
Well, yeah, I do have a girlfriend.
Okay, I mean, I'm saying,
but in general,
yeah.
Well, it's.
Oh, he's on the fence about this.
Oh,
this could be a yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have done some yoga in my life. There was a period there I used to go to Joe's yoga. He did the fast yoga, the power yoga at the Y in Hollywood. Jen Kirkman used to call it Joga because years ago we used to go, and he used to sweat and everything. And then I've had, years ago I had a trainer who was into Pilates and core stuff. So but for me, it's always been never a spiritual pursuit. It's just sort of, who doesn't want a tight ass core? Do you know what I mean? Where you just feel that knot in the center of your being holding the rest of your body together. That's kind of a nice feeling. You ever felt that, Tom?
Nope. Never, not even once.
Sorry, I felt mean. I just felt mean. Did it feel mean to you?
No, it's normal.
Felt
It's
accurate.
normal.
It felt,
yeah.
We hear that a lot.
Yeah.
But the chakra thing, look, I've had, crystals around. I've thought about them at different points in my life. Do rocks have power? I don't know. Is it what you make of it? That kind of mild hippie witchcraft? Is it more about what you decide in your mind than reality? Probably. So if that's your fashion, all right. Well, if it works
Let's
for
say
you.
this. How about this though? You're
Did
single.
that make sense?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. If you're single, okay, in this hypothetical scenario, and you meet this girl online, and she's like, all right, let's have dinner Saturday. And you're like, okay. And then you see this video of her. Tell me how you feel after.
Just feeling my Yanni meditation, and I am really feeling my Yanni give me some messages. I'm feeling my vibration. I'm feeling my pleasure. And as you can tell, I'm doing it nude. My Yanni is like sticking to this hardwood floor. And don't worry, I always clean it before I stick my Yanni on it.
So
it's sort of the same issue as the fruit in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's right.
Is it absorbing everything?
Yeah. The Yanni apples.
Your lettuce wrap is really soaked right now.
Yeah. And who knows what's on that floor?
It's nasty as hell. I don't care how clean the floor is.
There's this suction that happens with my Yanni, and it just wants to just suck up whatever's around it. And I'm
so it's cleaning the floor.
Sunlight hitting
good.
me, and
Pretty
I'm
nice.
just realizing how much women dictate so much in this reality, and we are just so silly to believe that we don't have that much power or influence, when in actuality we are the ones that dictate what experience is had here on earth.
Yeah. So you're asking me would I date her?
Yeah.
No.
What's the turnoff? Like, what's the deal breaker here?
It's a weird committed tone to, some, like what she's saying is, my pussy's wet and women are strong. And,
that's what she's saying.
We're sort of in control of a lot of shit. Like, you can't have this wet pussy unless, you talk this language with me.
My sloppy vacuum-like pussy is in charge of everything.
Floor Yanni. But this what you wouldn't be able to tolerate. Like, let's say her Yanni was amazing.
She would be exhausting
and magical.
She's exhausted.
But what if it's the best Yanni he's ever had?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I've had a few Yannis.
Yeah.
And they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Yannis.
Yeah.
They really are great.
Yeah.
They really are.
I don't know. It just seems a little affected, and I can't imagine that she can keep that up for too long. But I've met some spiritual people. Spiritual people without a discipline. can be a little kooky.
Yeah.
And for me, being somewhat of a practical person in terms of that stuff, I can understand it to a degree, but at some point I will start making fun of her.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Now,
Because that's the
interesting.
comic in you,
Yeah,
though.
you're going to chip away
That's
at
the
that.
problem.
And then, like,
Yeah.
if she starts to get mad at that, chip away.
You're right, because that is the problem, is that you couldn't keep a straight face through this Yanni shit very
No,
long.
eventually it's like, come on.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
you're a fucking pussy on the
Get it
floor,
off the
yeah.
floor. And
Fucking dirty bitch. Yeah, she's nasty as hell, putting her
Yeah.
pussy on the fucking dirty floor, dude.
Yeah,
It's so
Look,
gross.
she's probably fine. She's probably a little lost. You know, she's
Lost, yeah, lost.
You shouldn't sit with your pussy like that on the floor, though.
It's
I
a
don't
little
think you
weird,
should. I don't-
especially
I
if
wouldn't.
it sucks things.
It's picking
Yeah.
up all kinds of things.
No, that's not good.
I used to do a joke on stage. I can't even do it. Not in these times.
Okay, real
Yeah.
quick before the thing that you mentioned.
Yeah.
What's happening? Is this Bryce party?
No. Is this funny to you?
Oh, fucking fuck.
Okay.
Where are we at?
We're in a car. We're backing up into a garage.
Okay.
All right. It's not here.
Clearly. Look how organized it is.
Wait. Oh, and the driver's about to come around. Oh, he's really worried.
He looks annoyed. He's like,
Look at that motionless asshole. You want to walk away? Yeah.
Well, because we can't understand the language, we don't know how serious this is.
Yeah,
and
thank you, Mark. Thank you.
And if we,
Thank
is that
you.
where it ends?
Yeah.
So we don't get any closure.
No.
Like the guy doesn't get up and he's like, "Okay, I'm okay," and you just nothing. No, it's horrible. It's I mean, of
Thank
course,
you.
of course, you want to laugh because you know
The
he's
reaction's funny.
of being crushed.
No, when he like, I saw you laugh when he went, like, ah, because it's a funny
Right.
sound.
Well, it's a funny sound because we don't understand their language.
That's right. That's right.
Like I imagine, you know, he's saying, "Call the ambulance," or like
He's basically saying, "Fuck."
You're breaking me. The guy might not ever walk again.
Yeah,
And you,
but my husband thinks that part's funny.
what?
That his
That
legs have been
part's
crushed, and then the other guy's indifferent to that guy's pain. It's really too much. Look how funny he thinks this is.
He loves it.
I don't think it's. I think it's too cruel because this isn't fake. I mean,
So that's the scream, but then,
Like the guy can't get it out of
and then
reverse.
this next line here is probably like, that right there. I wish I knew what that meant.
Yeah.
I think that's something like,
Yeah, I can't feel my leg. That's
Yeah.
funny.
I think that's
Akuma.
Yeah, Makuma might be
Yeah.
like, hey, dickhead,
I'm paralyzed.
fucking pull forward.
It's
yeah.
pretty horrible. I'd like to know what happened to him.
Yeah, because you have empathy and stuff. You mean?
Well, look, you know, any
God.
sort of like, you know, unfortunately, you know, slapstick.
Yeah.
You know, when it's planned, is
Yeah.
pretty brutal.
Right.
You know, but like when you're just sort of applying the same logic to real life.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you know, it's a natural human thing. You're going to laugh at a discomfort. I mean, I don't know if you should watch it over and over again. I mean, you.
He has. This is not the first time we've seen this, or the 10th on the show.
So here's the thing,
God.
though.
Yeah.
It'd be different if I
psycho.
was like, here's a video of my friend Ben. And it's, you know, because it's like, you know, it feels removed. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's in another language. I
Right.
don't understand. All I know is that when this horrible thing happens, you also don't get the severity of it because you're not seeing like.
Yeah, I have a weird, like, there's a moment where with this kind of stuff, you ever play The Stress Factory?
Yes.
No.
Remember he used to play all the
Vinnie Brands.
Vinnie Brand used to play all the videos of car wrecks for some reason before.
No.
Oh God,
Oh,
he's
my gosh.
well, no, they were just like these kind of videos. But there's certain things that I watch, and I don't spend much time in those kind of rabbit holes.
Definitely would traumatize some people in that audience that have like
Yeah.
been in accidents.
Well, the
or
thing is like
seen-
you watch these things and they're kind of astounding.
Yeah.
Like any sort of wreck, any sort of problem with a person.
Yeah.
And there's that moment where you're like, oh shit, and you're kind of laughing. But
Yeah.
as you watch watch, you're sort of like, this doesn't end okay.
Right.
Wait, he played car wrecks and you got to see the people walk out.
No. I just
okay,
don't. I just remember there was a lot of these videos
It's
of
like,
a
a version of America's Funniest Home Videos. Crazy thing happened.
Exactly. Exactly. But all those things, like we have no idea. I don't know what happened to that guy. Yeah, of course it was funny because the vulnerability of being of that dumb idiot backing into him.
Yeah.
It's a funny setup.
Yeah.
And if he was a cartoon character, we'd be okay.
Yeah.
But he's not.
He's not. He's a person, Tom.
It's fucked up.
He's a person.
Now, what do you think happened next to this guy, though?
Oh, no.
Black guys who love to fuck and fuck good. If you're a hot black guy and you want to fuck me at $23.95, if you want to move in, you can move in, but you got to fuck me. I need to be fucked a lot, man. Get free food, free rent, and everything else, man. Here's the deal, man. Men from jail, homeless, or you're a thug, you want to come move in, your friend can move with you too, man. Free rent, you get a lease and a key. Fuck me. Piss on me, beat me, I'm home now. You see me, you want to come over today and try it out, man.
Wow.
What do you think?
It's a cry for help.
You think so?
Guy means business. Like he's like
Sure
defying.
I mean,
Yeah.
any situation that you're in that is troubling is fine with me.
Yeah.
He said homeless, in jail.
Your friends even.
Your friends can come over.
He and Elise.
Everybody. You get food. You guys can both stay here, but you have to be willing to fuck a lot.
That guy.
That's right. That's right.
It's very specific.
Specific. That's right. You don't get to fuck just anybody.
Gotta somehow make that okay. Would you fuck that for food?
Oh,
that
man.
guy.
How hungry am I? I mean, it's got to be.
I'm sure the sad thing is he got some takers.
Of course.
Definitely.
He gave his address out on YouTube.
He did?
Yeah, we cut it out for his sake.
Oh, he's gonna end up dead.
Of course.
Yeah, but what? Even if you're like a homeless black man who's ready to fuck that guy, do you get over there and you're kind of like, you know what? I don't know.
I don't know. I think
he's just laying. You don't see the rest of his body.
No.
He probably weighs 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't move around much.
Not good.
I think you go, can we start with the food first?
Yeah. And where's my room?
Yeah, the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks really bad. The lighting's terrible.
And there's nothing. It's certainly not a sexy pitch.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not a good pitch.
I don't think he really likes himself. That's my feeling.
He could have done like a total. It's funny, like the way he could have been like, "Hey, any guys out there?"
Look, maybe in the 70s and 80s, he might have been like the shit. He might have been like a first class bottom in the world of gay beauty. But now, we're at a different place for this guy. He's dyeing his mustache, which is probably the same mustache he had in his 20s.
Yeah.
Hair's not, not there much.
No.
Probably let his body go. And it's just not happening at the clubs for him anymore.
Well, yeah, and in gay world, I mean, that is tantamount to death. You got to maintain. You have to be forever 20.
Yeah.
When you're gay.
They're something, man.
Gay dude.
Piss on me, beat me.
Okay.
Piss on me, beat
So,
me.
Gene,
I never like. Am I eating some of this?
You can have that, please. Help yourself.
Where'd that
Gene,
come from?
Are you ready?
For what?
fine.
What's happening now?
Okay, ready for Would You Rather?
Oh, is this was I supposed to do study homework?
No. I'll just ask you some stupid questions.
Drink the top layer. Permanent itchy asshole. It's time to play real stuff.
You guys really do the sound stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's great.
Yeah,
great. It's
big
fun.
production.
So
I eat on mic occasionally.
That's fantastic.
Fine. They love it.
They hate it.
Oh, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna get a lot of emails about that.
We got emails about breathing last week. Who's breathing into the mic? Like a lot of people.
I was sick.
She was sick, but they all blame me. They're like, "Hey Tom, you dumb fuck. Can you stop with your dad breath into the mic?" And I'm like, all right.
Some people are real sensitive to that shit.
Yeah.
Well, you figure they're wearing earbuds.
Oh no, I get it.
You're
I
right
get it.
there.
I've had people on that I've had to feed that they come over to my house and they're famished. Like Roseanne Barr came to my house and I just cut some cantaloupe. She's like, I am man. So she was eating cantaloupe for about 15 minutes and people were just like, don't let anyone eat.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you rather? Now this one, if you're a hardcore fan of this show, This is the very first Would You Rather.
Classic.
Classic Genes that I...
He's just like 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, we came up with this with Red Band. This is an old school one.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now I know you're a fan of music and films, so this one's kind of great for you.
But he's a real audio. Was it called audiophile? Is that what it is?
This isn't like the fuck, kill, or whatever.
No.
All right,
Simpler than that.
Okay.
But I'm saying though, you really do. I mean, you have like record collections.
I do. I you know, there's obviously much bigger audiophiles than me, but I got pretty good.
Yeah. So you might. I mean, you think you'll really. This one will really resonate with you.
Okay. So
I feel like you're setting me up.
No. Would you rather the only film you may watch, and this will include television, so there's no like Netflix or TV shows. The only thing you can watch when you want to watch something is the movie Sister Act 2.
Back in the Habit.
Back in the Habit. Or the only music you can listen to ever is that song The Heat Is On. Who sings it?
Heat is on.
Yeah.
No.
It's not Huey, is it?
That's Glenn Fry?
Glenn
oh, yeah,
Fry.
that's right. Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. That means that in this scenario, whenever
that's all I can do.
The only time that it's like if you turn on your radio,
can
that song
fucking
is
that
playing.
guy be an option? Like the third option?
So you're basically deciding what's more important to you: to have music in your life or movies.
Because and television.
But this is like a Clockwork Orange loop.
Yes.
Like you.
No, you don't hear it nonstop. It's just that whenever
when you feel like I want to watch something,
I want to watch.
Or I want to hear.
No, I want to hear. Oh, I get it.
It's always.
So it's either music or films, basically. Like you're choosing between hearing music.
If you wake
or
up
watching.
in the morning, you turn on the radio. It's always the heat is on. If you get in your car, the heat is on. If you're on a date, the heat is on.
Oh boy.
Or every time you're like, I feel like watching something. It's only Sister Act 2.
Well, I'm gonna have to. I've never seen Sister Act 2. So at least the first time will be something.
It might wear on you after a while.
But forever and ever.
What am I gonna have to do? I cannot. Just that much of the heat is on. Fucking bothered me.
Just us doing this.
For some reason, I thought I actually heard it.
Yeah.
We didn't play a piece of it?
Looking out for you.
You didn't play it?
No.
Oh, my God. It was like visceral. Yeah. Just you guys doing it.
Can you feel it?
Why is that so?
It's the worst song ever.
But why do I know it so well that I actually thought I heard it?
It's shitty enough to where it would.
It's so catchy. That's why, like,
yeah, it's catchy though.
But why did I think you guys played it? It was that visceral.
You felt it.
It's
feel
in your
heat when it's on.
Yeah, you do.
What movie was that in?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but imagine.
And then like just endless commercials, right?
So many.
Oh yeah.
Like local, like car.
It also got an unreal amount of airplay. I mean, radio.
At a certain time.
Oh yeah. Man.
Yeah, in the 80s that was
All right,
on.
so
And then it had that thing where it fell off. You never heard it, and then it had that resurgence that happens with songs that have a
Probably from a
catchy-
commercial.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, whoa. Now your girlfriend comes over and you're like, let's watch a movie. And you're like, well, it's Sister Act 2. I know we're watching.
You're in luck. I'm halfway into it again. You can start in the middle.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill's in it. She's real talented. Whoopi Goldberg, you love her.
Then you realize a year in, he would do all the dialogue. He'd be like,
Right.
You know what they could have done here? Because what she's about to say.
You start rewriting it. Wouldn't it have been better if this happened? I don't know anything about that movie. I didn't see the first one.
At least there's a music component in it. What do we do with that?
No, it's the HSO. If there's a song in it, it's
No, because he took the movie option. That's why.
Okay. So,
That's
okay,
right.
fair. Okay,
That's also like, because that's longer. There's more there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't, like, just to be limited to that song for a lifetime. I mean, could you imagine?
You're just done with film.
I love trail mix.
You know what the other thing that would be great is that people would go, "Hey man, have you seen The Shape of Water?" And you'd be like, "No."
But have you seen Sister Act 2? That should have been an Oscar contender. I've watched that movie so many times.
It's your thing. You talk
The
about
level of a conversation you'd be able to have about it would blow
no matter what.
minds.
Hey, did you see Orange is the New Black? No, but have you ever seen Sister Act 2?
I guess like 10 years.
No. Have you
No,
watched
it's a
it?
really
Have you
good
watched
movie.
it recently?
No.
A lot of people I don't even know anything about Breaking Bad. I miss The Sopranos.
But you would have like dissertations about it for people like, I've never thought about it that layered at all.
Oh yeah, Whoopi Goldberg's a genius. She's in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a lot of range.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about how Sister Act 2 is really a commentary on this whole the socioeconomic, kind of the disparity between North and South America?
Yeah.
When you really kind of get into it, and people are like, this guy's out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, that's how deep it is. Like every week I realize it's a different metaphor for something that we don't see. Yeah.
But think about, when I think about it, I love stories. I love movies so much. Like, what do you do when you're sick? You're just going to watch Sister Act 2.
No. He'd get into books more. Start reading.
Start reading.
Oh, books are allowed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just no films or television.
That would be good. I'd like to read more books. Thank you for the book,
Yeah.
by the way, the Sartre book.
Yeah, sure.
I got to get to it. I wish I could just sit and read, but I can't.
It's dense. It's a toilet read.
No, I can't. I can't read anything really. I can't stay in it.
I'm the same way.
I feel like I need to because I'm capable of it, and I like reading a book. Like if I'm traveling more, I tend to do it, but I'm just not doing it. I'm just in my phone looking at news all day.
I saw Jeff Tate last week, who came with me to the Ice House.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. He had a new album come out and super hilarious. But we're talking about books. I'm like, I realized last year I bought 15 books, and like 6 of them, I would get like 40 pages in. 50,
Yeah.
Like where you go,
I know.
I'm into this book.
Yep.
I'm enjoying it.
Yep, that's it.
And then that would be it.
Yep.
That would be
What's
my
going to happen
experience
to
of
us
that book.
as a society? Because everybody collectively is doing that.
I get so many books. People send me books, publishers and stuff, and it's a little daunting. I'm trying to remember the last book I read all the way through. I tend to read nonfiction and kind of stuff about the brain or whatever. Like not like Rogan style. No, I'm not looking to figure out the mysteries of the world necessarily, but I like reading about psychology and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And like I'm not sitting there and talk about animal behavior for any period of time.
Yeah.
But I can read bits and pieces of that and feel pretty satisfied.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I can read the first 40 pages, do some underlining, and feel like I got it. I'm pretty sure I got the flow of this.
Yeah, I skip around. I'd skip the first chapter of both. I look at the chapter headings.
Yeah.
And then just go to what I'm
what you
want to
read.
More or less, because it is a repetition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait,
I need to
so
read more.
What are you taking? The song, the music, or the film? Are you doing the Heat Is On all the time or Sister Act 2 all the time?
Well,
between
I thought what do you mean?
What do you
What's
choose?
your choice? You have to pick one.
What do you mean? I already picked it.
What did you
picked
say?
the
movie.
The movie.
You said
you
you
can
picked-
listen to all the music you want to listen to.
And then you can listen to music. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Okay.
good.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Fuck. I think I may. I like music so
Oh, I
much.
see. So, I mean, if I pick the song, I could still watch any movie I want.
Any movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you want. But the only music you listen to is The
H
Heat
is
Is
O.
On. And then that's when you have to be like, have you heard the song? And your girlfriend's in the car.
Or just playing it over and over
Yeah.
again. Like it ends, and you're like, wait.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's on your phone, and then she's like, "You have no other
That's your
song."
ring?
You're like,
That's your ring?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
Anyone with you would
I couldn't
leave.
do
No
that.
one could take that. Nobody would take that. After a while, they'd be like,
But it's
"Dude."
all you hear. So if you're in a department store and there's other music playing, all you hear is The Heat Is On.
Yeah.
You seem to be building a bigger world around this song. Like now it's some sort of weird science fiction.
It is. It's like science fiction. Would you rather?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Okay.
Okay.
And that,
Is that the only
that's
question?
So,
No, I got another
That's
one for
such an inappropriate, grocery store song. It's
horrible.
So horrible. Okay. There's
so
another one, right?
What do you take, Tommy? The movie or Sister Act 2 or?
I mean, now that I think of it, I think as much as I like movies, I'd want more options with music. I really do. I think I would take.
Yeah, a life without music would really kill me. That would affect me more than a life without
a life
movies.
with that one song would you wouldn't last
Go crazy.
3 days.
You would just third day you just take elevator. What's the tallest building in the city? yeah.
Well, because music annoys me
And then
so
on-
much if I
on
don't
the
like
elevator ride up, it'd be like dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's your other one. Would you rather be married to Lena Dunham, and you can't fake it? You can't be like, we have different rooms. Like, you're living as man and wife. You're sleeping in the same bed. You have a regular marriage.
Right.
You're listening to her thoughts. You're listening to her complaints. You're listening to her meow about whatever emotional shit she's going
I'm having a
through.
hard time with you right now.
Yeah. And Lena's gonna pour it on way.
Yeah, it's a lot.
The way
Yeah,
that she
I know. I've
does.
talked to her.
A lot of theory, a lot of bullshit.
I know her.
Okay. Or every time you speak, before you say a sentence, you have to say Heil Hitler. So it'll be like, Heil Hitler, I'm Marc Maron. Welcome to the show today. Like everything you say is Heil Hitler, and then you can
If
say
you
your
walk into a
sentence.
hotel and you check in, Heil Hitler, Marc Maron.
Well, these are my options?
Those are the two options.
Okay, I'm going to have to be married to Lena. Yeah.
But you come on Conan. He's like, Mark. You go, Heil Hitler. It's great to see you, Conan. And he's like, that's weird.
Yeah, it seems to be antithetical to getting anything done in any way.
But then again,
like you go do comedy. Heil Hitler. How's everybody doing?
But in a way, people would be like, "That's hilarious,
Yeah,
right?"
that's
Like,
it.
that'd
It
be his
might be,
catchphrase.
no, it's a tough sell.
It's it's your get
It's
her
your
done.
thing.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like
well, you'd have to actually explain that, like you've made some weird, soul exchange, some weird contract, or that you have an actual very specific form of Tourette's. That it's only Hail Hitler's.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, then again, it's almost like we were talking about when it's not going well and you address it. You know, you
Yeah.
could go that route where you say it and then you go, "Here's the thing," and then you explain it, and
But
because it's
he-
kind of weird.
But he can't say it's because Christina gave me a would you rather.
Right,
That's
right.
also another part
But
of
I
this.
mean,
You
he would
just have
come
to
up
do
with
it.
some explanation.
Right, no, right. Like
Yeah.
I'm just trying to normalize it and disarm it a little bit. But there-
Normalize it.
but why would you want to do that? It's already happening. Like, look, I'm not a white supremacist. I'm a Jew, actually.
Yeah.
And for me, there's something historically cleansing about taking the power away.
Oh, there you go.
From-
There you
from
go.
Hail
See,
Hitler.
you already
That's really
sold it on me
good,
as
yeah.
pretty funny with that.
Well, Hail Hitler to you.
So there's that route. Or there's also, it's kind of funny when somebody says, like, "Go fuck your mother," and then they say something else.
Right.
So it's kind of an equivalent of that, right?
Right.
It's like this kind of mystery. Did he just say? And you
Yeah.
just kind of move it along.
Yeah, and then I defend it. Like, yeah, I said Hail Hitler.
Yeah. So what?
It didn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
It's words.
Is he here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't mean he's dead.
He's been dead a long time.
Yeah. Hail Hitler to you.
I love
But
it.
I think he has to go the marriage
So you're
route.
gonna go. You're
I
married
can,
to her.
yeah,
Okay.
I can live with her. Yeah, it'd be good. We'd have good conversations, and it'd be difficult. I have to assume.
It'd be definitely like the
What
trials
about
and tribulations of any
Okay,
relationship.
let's take Lena out since you know her. Let's do the Yanni lady. You're married to the Yanni lady, and you have to hear about her Yanni meditations.
Anything's really better than having to say Hail Hitler every time. Really,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
I mean, like, because at least there's evolution involved with it. Any woman that, even if it seems annoying at first, who knows what's going to happen? Really.
Yeah, you could be really cool with the Yanni lady.
Yeah, the Yanni lady. Once she, once I get her off the floor.
Once you peel her off. Ugh, nasty.
Just the Hail Hitler thing just seems to be socially, detrimental.
It'll ruin your life.
Yeah, and why would it would just be not explainable after a while?
And hence, I assume that you picked it because it's going to ruin your life.
Well, of course, both things will ruin your life to a certain extent. Do you want your personal life ruined, or do you want your public life ruined?
Oh, right.
That's kind of the way I see this one.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
both of those could do either of those things.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, in the
Yeah.
personal life, it's true. It's like his girlfriend's there and he wakes up in the morning.
Hail Hitler, baby. Right?
It's
Look at
odd.
that day. Here we go. You want some tea?
It's week 3, and she's like, "Seriously, man?"
Heil Hitler, good morning. Heil Hitler, want some coffee?
It's like, dude, we're in Tahiti. I'm trying to enjoy myself.
Heil Hitler, what do you want to watch for
You're on
television?
vacation.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, isn't it beautiful?" She's like, "It's beautiful here," and you're like, "Oh, Hail Hitler! It
Yeah.
is amazing
Yeah.
here." Yeah.
Like the way people say praise Jesus.
Yeah,
They'll
praise
praise
Jesus.
him. Like,
Yeah.
Hitler.
Hail Hitler.
Yeah.
I think some of the same people that do both of those things.
Yeah.
in the world we're living in now.
Right?
Hail Hitler, praise Jesus. I guarantee you it's said in this country
Yeah.
at least once a day somewhere.
I think you're right.
Once is definitely lowballing it,
Yeah.
and not to mention how it would make phone conversations for him.
That would be great.
Hail Hitler, what's up?
Or making
What do you mean, what's
doctor's
the matter?
appointments.
Yeah. Hail Hitler, I got a pain in my stomach.
It's the direct.
Yeah, yeah. Is Dr. Rosenblum there? Hail Hitler, it's Marc Maron. I'm calling for Dr. Rosenblumstein. What did I just say?
The director of a major motion picture is calling him to be like, I think we're gonna
Spielberg.
Tell him, yeah. Spielberg's calling him to tell him about this role.
Hail Hitler, Stephen.
And Steven's like,
I love Schindler's List.
I'm sorry. Did you say something? I totally didn't hear what you just said.
I have a speech impediment.
I said, how you doing?
People have that. They're compelled to say things that are completely offensive.
Yes.
Maria Bamford had that morbid thought syndrome. She had that for
Is that right? And when is that? Where she'd imagine herself like driving off the freeway?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
But it's obsessive because I think we all have that a little. It's like the fear thoughts, but then she really loops on them.
I kind of locked into it a little bit just yesterday.
Yeah, why? What happened?
I just went on a hike. I went up to this park, and I'd never really been there, and I was going up a trail, but then it turned out like I'm not sure it is a trail.
Uh-oh.
And then I walked a hike up this what I thought was a trail, and all of a sudden there was a bad smell, like a death smell, and I'm like, oh fuck, what's up there? Like what's in? And I'm like, it's probably an animal, but I don't know. And like my desire to investigate it just was not even there. I'm like, if it's a person, there's nothing I can do for them.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
And if it's an animal, I might be next. And then I'm kind of scrambling, and I'm wearing my earbuds, and like I started thinking about mountain lions, and I started thinking and then like a song started because I put it in my pocket. I turned it off so I could hear. Right, it was heat is on, but I thought it was a rattlesnake. So like I'm out in this dumb trail by myself, going oh, and then I realized okay, it's just a song, and then and then I walked back down. But like once you get into the loop, that there's a guy in the bushes with a knife or a giant predatory cat, it's hard to enjoy the outing.
Sure, yeah. So that has to. I mean, someone who's really in it got to really cripple them, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's what are the odds of either of those things happening?
Sure.
And why can't we just enjoy a hike anymore? What the fuck happened to us? And I'm talking about me in the plural.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh my God, this is too funny. All right, we got to wrap things up.
Heil Hitler, guys.
Really, why don't we wait a little longer so I can never get home? Why don't we do that? Why don't we just wait until 3? So like it'll take me 2 hours.
Perfect. You want to sit in traffic?
Thanks for most of all. Thank you for driving here today. Seriously.
It's a straight shot.
Okay, it's not too bad though.
No, I don't know how bad it's going to be.
Well,
I know that strip can be pretty. That straight shot can be a pretty bad. But
I know you believe in showing gratitude. Maybe the whole way back.
Yeah.
You can be thankful that you'll have your playlist to listen to and not the H's O the whole time. Like just enjoy the fact.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not. I'm not freaking out. I'm gonna go buy some berries and some bananas.
No, we really do appreciate you coming over.
No, it's nice. I'm happy to see the new house.
Thank you. I laughed so hard at this nonsense with you today. So that was
so
fun.
And go see him if you're in Europe.
Or you can see me. Oh, you know what? I got some dates at the.
Do it. Tell us.
At the Ice House in March.
Oh, I just did it this weekend.
Yeah, we're doing the.
It's so fun.
It's so
fun. Look at your hands, smooth as a baby's bottom.
Yeah. Dude, what do you mean?
Look at the back. My hands look older than your hands. Yeah.
Really?
I'm all wrinkly and.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Nice, soft.
I don't even use lotion. Okay, so
maybe that's why you had a baby.
I use lotion on my face. Sunday the 4th and Sunday the 11th of March. I'm doing 2 shows each night to try to jam some new shit.
It's the best. That's why I did it this weekend.
It's almost cheating. The place is so good.
But it gives you encouragement.
Yeah.
Gives you some confidence, and it lets you expand on things.
Right. That's what I need.
And that's what I did this weekend.
It's a little tricky to do that. 15 minutes at the Comedy Store where you're like, I got to get in.
Yeah.
And then I got to hold them. And then I got to drop the new thing. And then I got to apologize for it and close strong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is odd.
I don't give a fuck sometimes there anymore.
Yeah.
Just like trickle off.
Yeah. You're like just.
Yeah. Bring up whoever.
You're like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's a good workshop place, I guess, if you can get anything done in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why I run the light.
Yeah. It's but to be clear, you can see him like Mark there. Is the site WTF Pod or is it
WTFpod.com? But I just realized I don't think those dates are up there because you didn't see them when we just
I
went
did not
there.
see them there.
I got to get them up there.
Well, you could probably definitely get them at the Ice House site. So if you want
absolutely,
if you're here in LA and you want to see Mark at the Ice House, just go to Ice House Comedy, I think.
I got to figure out who I text to get those dates on my site.
And when is season 2 of Glow coming out? When can we see it?
I don't know. I feel like May or June.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I wonder how they're coming together.
That's when I'll be super pregnant and I won't be able to leave the house because it'll be hot as fuck.
I think it's going to be a good season. There's going to be more wrestling, more Betty.
Daniel, I grew up watching Glow. That was my show as a kid. So to see a show about that, in LA was huge.
It was huge.
Fucking rad, yeah.
I'm trying not to eat on the mic, but I
know it's okay. You can take it with you. You can have it.
I like it.
Take it, boo boo.
What do you mean? Right.
I got these in the airport. Oh, are we leaving? Okay,
really?
Bye.
That's it. Bye.
Thank you, mommies.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I just got this in. Where was I yesterday? Salt Lake City Airport.
Cut.
my fucking cunt. Cunt, my cunt, my cunt. Cunt, my cunt, my cunt. Oh, my fucking cunt. Cunt, my cunt, my cunt. Cunt, my cunt, my cunt. Oh, my fucking cunt. Cunt, my cunt, my cunt. Cunt, my cunt, my cunt.